Good evening and welcome to the Rock in Clovis Rock Staubus Gym as we get ready for game number 5 in the 4-5A district slate between your Hobbs Lady Eagles and the Clovis Lady Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by Lee County State Bank, Lasco Construction, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Thriftway and La Tienda, Master Plumbers, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bel Air Bowl, TDS Telecom, the First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire Company, NMR Pipeline, and Badger. I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. The Lady Eagles come into tonight on the cusp of another district championship. 23-1 overall on the season, but more importantly 4-0 in district. If Hobbs wins tonight, the Lady Eagles will claim the district crown and pretty much assure themselves of a home game in the playoffs. I think that was pretty much already assured. And the championship game in 2 Friday nights at home for the district tournament. For the Clovis Lady Wildcats, they come in at 20-4 on the season, 3-1 in district. They are the only team left with a statistical chance to catch the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Hobbs really did take it to Clovis, though, when we met at our place a couple of weeks ago, 61-19 the final. Hobbs just absolutely ran Clovis out of the gym, and will try and do that once again tonight to claim this district tournament title on the floor of the Wildcats. Hope you are doing well tonight. Of course, for Hobbs, on Tuesday night, they started the second half of district against the Roswell High Lady Coyotes, winning that game big, 66-32, and really could have been a lot more than that. In that game, led by Bryn Hargrove, she poured in 20 for the Lady Eagles in that win. 3 Lady Eagles in double figures, as a matter of fact. Kendall Cunningham with a double-double, 12 points to go along with 11 rebounds, and Caitlin Muniz coming off the bench chipped in 12 points in that win. Nakaya Mojica with 8 points for Hobbs against Roswell High. Then 5 for Madison Zepeda, 4 Aliana Armitage, 4 for Brett Clay, and a point for Katie Godwin. Hobbs dominated that game really in every phase, forcing 28 turnovers on the Lady Coyotes in that one, and winning the rebounding battle 28-19. Now for these Clovis Lady Wildcats, they are probably going to be a little more physical inside than what we saw. And of course, we saw when they were at our place, Hobbs got out to the early lead. Clovis switched to a more physical brand of basketball. Didn't seem to bother Hobbs at all. For Clovis, they're going to have to keep an eye, though, on those shooters. They've got some girls that don't mind trying to pour them in from the outside, especially Amanda De La Rosa. She can put them down in a big way. Surprisingly, with the starters they've got up on the board, De La Rosa is not getting the start tonight here in Clovis. I see her out there warming up. I'm pretty sure that's her, but she will not be getting the start tonight. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back and give you the lineups and the starters. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment on Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Clovis as we get ready for game number 5 of the 2025 district season. The Hobbs Lady Eagles looking to wrap up the district championship tonight here at Rock Staubus Gym, also known as the Rock. Let's go ahead and run down the starting lineups and the rest of the rosters for you. For the home team, Clovis Lady Wildcats, under head coach Jeff Reed, 20-4 on the year, 3-1 in district. Their starters here tonight will be Gianna Cordova. She's number 2. Number 3, Mariana Villasecas. Number 10, Andrea Chavez Garcia. Number 25, Katie Archie. And number 50, Carrington Goff. The rest of the roster: number 5, Jerea Dawson. Number 15, Maricela Dominguez. Number 22, Cameron Morales. Number 23, Amanda De La Rosa. I would expect her to come off the bench pretty quickly if she's healthy tonight. Number 30, McKenna Weaver. Number 33, Amaya Baspid. And number 40, Bryn Petner. For your Hobbs Lady Eagles, under head coach Joe Carpenter, 23-1 on the year. They are 4-0 in district, and if they win tonight, they will claim the district crown before the end of district, which is, of course, next week. Starters tonight for your Lady Eagles, it is the starting 5 we have become accustomed to this season. Number 4, Madison Zepeda. Number 14, Brett Clay. Number 15, Nakaya Mojica. Number 20, Bryn Hargrove. And number 22, Kendall Cunningham. Rest in the lineup for Coach Carp's Lady Eagles: number 10, Addison Everhart. Number 12, Aliana Armitage. Number 23, Corelli Rivera. Number 24, Carolina Size. Number 30, Areli Navarro. Number 33, Caselin Muniz. Number 34, Alana Bolton. And number 52, Katie Godwin. Lady Eagles, the offense will trigger the defense. It'll be important for them to get the ball, force the turnovers, but not have empty possessions. That was something that really kind of bit the Lady Eagles in a big way against Carlsbad. Of course, coming back late and getting the victory in that one, 44-34, but a slow start. And even though they forced a lot of turnovers, they did have trouble making things work there. And just taking a look at the Lady Eagles on the floor, looks like the Lady Eagles will be a little short-handed tonight, as it appears that Carolina Size is in street clothes tonight, so doesn't look like she will be out there. And I'm looking, yeah, that's got to be Carolina, because I don't see her out there warming up. So the Lady Eagles will be down one of their important bench players in Size, who can really trigger some things coming off the bench for these Hobbs Lady Eagles. So the Lady Eagles heading back towards their bench. Clovis still out taking their warm-ups. Pretty good crowd on hand here in Clovis tonight at the Rock, as you would expect when you get Hobbs and Clovis together for any kind of game. Glad to have you with us. I'm TJ Miracle. Of course, the Hobbs boys playing Clovis tonight, looking to get back on the winning track from Tasker Arena. That's on our sister station, Cool 95.7. Ty Friend with the call on that one. So the Lady Eagles heading out to the free throw line. The Clovis girls heading to their bench. So we will take a timeout, come back with the tip-off. Hobbs Lady Eagles are here on Eagle 100.5. Welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball here on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, Eagle 100.5. Also on the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel and on HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle from Rock Staubus Gymnasium, The Rock, here in Clovis. The Lady Eagles trying to punch their ticket with the guaranteed slot into the playoffs as the regular season district champions. The Hobbs Lady Eagles will be wearing the road blacks tonight, the black unis with the gold letters and numbers, and Hobbs in gold on the front. For the Lady Wildcats of Clovis, they are in the home white unis with the purple trim, purple letters and numbers, and Lady Cats on the front of their uniform. Starters tonight for Coach Jeff Reed's Clovis Wildcats trying to play spoiler tonight for a Lady Eagles district title party are Gianna Cordova, number 3, Mariana Villasecas, number 10, Amber Chavez Garcia, number 25, Katie Archie, and number 50, Carrington Goff. For your Hobbs Lady Eagles tonight, it'll be number 4, Madison Zapata, number 14, Brett Clay, number 15, Nakaya Mojica, number 20, Bryn Hargrove, and number 22, Kendall Cunningham. If the Hobbs Lady Eagles come out, put their foot on the gas, they should be just fine and have that district title wrapped up. So the Lady Eagles have had their final meeting with staff, and the starters meeting just behind the big K-State looking Wildcat at center court. Now Clovis has had their final meeting with Coach Reed, and here we go. We are out and ready as Carrington Goff will take the jump against Kendall Cunningham. And it is time for a little Friday night basketball from here in Clovis. And the opening tip-off, fight for it, and underneath, and it'll be Zapata who will come up with it. Madison will take it up right over the Wildcat. She will take it into the front court, get a screen from Hargrove. Now she'll take it, sling it into the deep left corner. Mojica with one bounce, 3 on the way, and bang! Nakaya Mojica starts it out with the 3 ball, and Hobbs strikes first. Full court press on for the Lady Eagles as they will move it to Garcia, to Goff, back to, that's to Cordova, who will move it across and right into the middle and into the hands of Kendall Cunningham, forcing the turnover. Zapata is run out. Hobbs will reset. Get it to Cunningham in the post, out to Zapata in the right slot for 3. That one off the front of the iron, no good, and it'll be Goff with the rebound. Clovis going to try and trigger it back down to Garcia, to Cordova. Trying to trap her up as they will move that back around. And if the camera's terrible tonight, I will take full responsibility. I am running solo again. Villasecas with it out near the timeline. She'll cycle it to the near side, and then going to be run out by Madison. Villasecas keeps it, gets a little screen from Garcia, takes it into the right corner, and will hand it off, now bouncing it underneath to Goff, and then out for 3, and that one is off the mark, and Mojica will track that one down on the near side for the Lady Eagles, and back up the floor comes Hobbs. He'll get it to Mojica, now to Hargrove, working in the right side. To Brett Clay, back to Hargrove. Top of the arc, flip it into the free throw line, now out to Clay. Right wing, 3 on the way. That one is off the glass and into the hands of Archie, and Clovis will convert. 1 minute and 30 seconds gone here in the first half. Hobbs up 3-0. Into the front court, that is Chavez Garcia, and gets that poked away by Hargrove and into the Hobbs Lady Eagles bench. It'll stay Clovis basketball as that'll be Garcia to inbound it left to the Lady Eagles bench. Trying to get it in, does right at the 5 count to Goff. Goff makes the power move to the rack and puts it up and in. And Clovis is on the board. Hobbs quickly triggering it back the other way. With Mojica, bounce pass to Hargrove. The little head fake, takes it into the lane, then he'll toss it out to Zapata, to Clay. Clay cycles from the right to the left from our viewpoint. To Hargrove, back to Mojica. Get it to Cunningham at the baseline, then into the post to Clay. Throw it out. Zapata right slot for 3, and bang! Madison Zapata hits the 3 ball, and Hobbs will go up 6-2. Pressure defense on again. 2.5 minutes gone, 5.5 left here in the first quarter. Hobbs up 6-2. That'll be Cordova controlling it out near the timeline. Zapata will pick her up. They tried to set a pick with Garcia, didn't work. Picks up the dribble. They get it to Goff at the top of the arc. Goff will toss it around, and they will get it deep outside as that comes to Villasecas. She'll take it into the deep right corner. They try and trap up Cordova, back to Villasecas. Villasecas tossing out and bouncing it to Archie. It's off the legs Moving it inside and underneath, into the middle, and Hobbs will steal that one away. Good job by the Hobbs Lady Eagles, forcing the third turnover. And then to Mojica on the breakaway and up and in for Nakaya. She's got 5. Hobbs up 8-2 early. They've forced a couple of turnovers, and they've cashed in that one. Then the ball will go out of bounds under tough defense. I think Mojica tapped it, and they say she did. As Zapata will check out with 3 points. Aliana Armitage off the bench. They'll come in for Hobbs. Clovis still with their starting 5 on the floor. 8-2, Hobbs in the lead. And out of bounds as that one was swatted away. Trying to save it was Cordova, but it'll be Hobbs basketball on the third turnover for the Lady Wildcats. The inbound will come to Hargrove, who takes it across the timeline. Hobbs will go on the attack once again. Over to Armitage, who just checked in into the right elbow with Clay, and she's going to get bumped. They're going to call that push foul. Going to put that one up on Garcia, her first personal foul on Clovis. Hobbs basketball as Caitlin Muniz comes in. Brent Hargrove heads to the bench to take a breather. Mojica inbound from right of her own bucket. Tosses it into Armitage on the right wing. Spins at the elbow, picks up the dribble, get it out to Mojica. Right corner for 3. That one is off the mark. Battle for the rebound. It is loose on the floor, and a battle for it. And they are going to call jump ball as Aliana Armitage in there battling with Katie Archie. Archie will win it. On the possession arrow on the tie-up. So it goes back to Clovis. 4:21 to go here in a fast-moving first. Hobbs up 8-2. With Garcia on the inbound. Tossing it over to Cordova. Still trapped up in the backcourt. She'll finally get it across the timeline. Moves to the free throw line. Tries to throw it to Goff inside. Archie is there to corral it, and Hobbs will pick up the foul. They're going to call the hack foul. I think they're going to get Brett Clay on that. Nope, they're actually going to get Mojica. So Nokaya's first personal, first team foul on Hobbs. And it'll put Clovis at the free throw line to shoot 2. Archie, the one-handed shot is up, and it is in. Katie Archie's first points of the ball game breaks about a 3-minute drought for Clovis as De La Rosa checks in as Chavez Garcia checks out. Archie at the line, makes the first, off balance on the second, and Cunningham will have the rebound. That's Kendall's first. Kendall triggers it into the front court herself, tosses it over to Clay in the deep right corner, almost loses it, picks it up and gets it out to Armitage. Hobbs will reset with 3:54 to go here in the first, then a bad pass. And over the head of Hargrove, who came back in. First turnover for the Lady Eagles. Give it back to Clovis. Now Clovis will pull the trigger on the inbound as that's to Chavez Garcia. And then to De La Rosa, and they call the foul on, or did they call the offensive foul? Well, they called the palm ball, I guess. So that'll be the third turnover for Clovis as Cunningham checks out. Into Hargrove. Lana Bolton checking in for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Hobbs basketball as Clay will direct traffic, gets it off to Muniz. Long, kind of slow bounce pass over into the corner for Armitage. Get it to Clay at the elbow. Out to Muniz, left wing, 3 on the way. That one too hard, off the iron. And the rebound going to be brought down by Cordova, back to Clovis. Hobbs has not really tried to penetrate yet. Uvia Sakis, she'll drive in, kick it off, and a 3 on the way for Cordova, and it is good. Gianna Cordova wide open in the corner and gets it to fall. Hobbs back the other way with Clay. Move it out to Muniz, 8-6, Hobbs in the lead. 3 minutes to go here in the first. To Muniz out on the Wildcat logo on the far side of the court. Of course, we're in court here at Clovis. They would not let me set up in the middle like Ty did a couple weeks ago. To Armitage as she'll put up a circus shot, no good, and nobody there except for Archie to rebound. And Clovis will bring it back down with a chance to tie or take the lead. 2:40 to go. Bounce pass to De La Rosa, the little head fake. She will drive in and misses the shot, but she's fouled. She'll head to the line to shoot 2. They call the block foul on Hobbs. See for sure who they put that up on. As they will call that on Lana Bolton, her first personal, second team foul on Hobbs. And so it'll put De La Rosa at the line to shoot 2. Let me get that adjusted a bit there. Again, the camera work is shoddy. It is entirely on me as De La Rosa will get that one to roll in, and Clovis is back to within one. As Hobbs makes some changes, as Cunningham and Mojica back in. Cunningham and Bolton in the front. Muniz, Mojica, back blocks, and Brent Hargrove playing trailer. De La Rosa's second is up, and that one is no good, and Cunningham will have the rebound. Go back down, come the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Out to Mojica, into the corner, Hargrove, three on the way, and in and out. How did she miss that one? I don't know, but Clovis will have the rebound. That's Petner who just checked in. Clovis, ball loose on the court. Hobbs will steal it away, bounce it over to Muniz, back to Mojica, and up and in on the steal. Fifth turnover forced, and Mojica, as that is 7 points. It's Mojica 7, Clovis 7. De La Rosa all the way to the rack, puts it up, no good. And Mojica with the rebound, her second, and she's going to get fouled by either Petner or De La Rosa as Mojica goes hard to the floor. Wow, did they not call a foul on that? Well, they just called out of bounds. Huh. No, they did call it on De La Rosa, okay. So her first personal, second team foul on Clovis. So it'll be Lady Eagle basketball. Yes, into the front court comes Hargrove. Petner on her. Nifty little move by Bren to give herself a little space. Give it to Muniz. They try and trap her up, and then Coach Carpenter is going to take the timeout, or they call the offensive foul. Nope, they say she stepped on the sideline, so second turnover for the Lady Eagles. Wow. 1:47 to go here in the first. Hobbs up 10-7. Clovis definitely here to play. As that'll be Dawson who just checked in. Petner, yep, that's a travel. Took an extra little slide and a step, and 6 turnover now for Clovis. No, Mojica to come back in for Hobbs. Mojica, Hargrove, Cunningham, Clay, and Muniz on the floor for the Lady Eagles. Give it to Muniz. Thinks about the NBA distance. 3 thinks better of it. As Petner clobbers Kendall, but no call. Hobbs will reset. Mojica directs traffic. Petner on her. Tries to throw it. They'll get it to the baseline. Now get it to Clay. She'll take it through the paint and then out to Hargrove. Right wing 3 on the way, and she's fouled. Shot won't go. And it looks like Clovis has decided to go ahead and pick the physicality up early. They'll call that on Jerea Dawson, her first personal, third team foul. Pardon me, on the Wildcats. And a chance for 3 at the stripe for Brent Hargrove. First one is up for Hargrove, and that one is short, no good. Score remains 10-7, 1:21 to go here in the first. Corelli Rivera comes in for the Lady Eagles. Hobbs JV getting the big win earlier. He's going to write the score down when they turn the scoreboard off. As a whistle sounds. And did they just tee up the Coach Reed? Well, floor warning, I guess. Brent will take her second one, and that one's off the mark. Madison Zepeda waits to check in for Hobbs. So Hargrove trying to get the third one to fall and puts it up, and that one will fall and makes it an 11-7 Hobbs lead as Hargrove checks out. Zepeda in. Goff back in for Clovis. It'll be Chavez Garcia to inbound it. Under pressure, gets it in right at the 5. Gets it to Cordova, back to Chavez Garcia. She'll bounce it to Archie. Archie looking for some help, gets it to Chavez Garcia, back out at the timeline. Picks up the dribble. Rivera on her tight. She'll have to hand it off to Cordova, who cycles it to the near side. Throw it to Archie, and then she'll toss it over. Resetting the offense now. Chavez Garcia. Madison on her. They'll get it into Goff. She drives in hard and is going to get fouled as Kendall couldn't get her clean. As Goff kind of had the ball cradled in the wrist when she did it. So that'll be the first personal on Cunningham. Third team foul on Hobbs. And Goff at the line to shoot 2. First one is up and it is good. 11-8 our score, 57 seconds remaining here in the first. Carrington Goff with 3 points. Trying to make it 4 for the Lady Wildcats, and she will. 11-9 as Clovis has picked up the physicality. Hobbs is going to have to be ready for it. to Cunningham, to Clay at the free throw line. Clay to Zepeda. Hobbs has had their opportunities outside, but they have not been able to penetrate at all yet. To Mojica, 3 on the way, no good. And it'll be a long chase down for Cunningham, her 3rd board. Kendall drives in, goes over Goff from the left block, shot up, no good. And it'll be Archie with her 4th board of the ball game. And Clovis will bring it back down. To Cordova, trying to bounce it to Goff, and out of her reach and out of bounds. 7th turnover for Clovis. Hobbs gonna have to try and capitalize on it. Mojica will check out as Bryn Hargrove will check back in with 26 seconds to go. Hobbs up by 2. Much more competitive than we saw in the game at Tasker Arena a couple weeks ago. So Zepeda will run things down for the Lady Eagles. Takes it to the top of the arc, then over to Hargrove in the right wing. Long cross-court pass to Clay. Clay from the left wing for 3. In and out. That is 2 of those. Literally been all the way down and then popped out, and they call a tic-tac foul. As the Academy Award for the flop goes to Chavez Garcia, and they will put a foul, the 4th team foul up, as they're going to call that on Brent Clay. So it'll stay Clovis basketball. Chavez Garcia will inbound it. It'll be Villasakis, who gets her pocket picked, and it is stripped. As going back is Rivera at the buzzer. She got the steal but couldn't get off the shot. So we have played a quarter from here in Clovis. It is Hobbs 11, Clovis 9. We're back in a minute. Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball here on Eagle 100.5. I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. 11-9, the Hobbs Lady Eagles in the lead, but Clovis is not making it easy on the black and gold. Hobbs is yet to really get any penetration. They forced 7, make that 8 turnovers now, but have only cashed in on 2 of them. So it'll be Hobbs basketball as we start this second quarter. Hobbs is up by 2. Armitage will inbound it. And here we go as Clay will take it over to Armitage. Working outside the arc, right side, over to Bryn Hargrove on the left. Chavez Garcia guarding her. Back to Clay, back to Armitage. She'll take it in on the right baseline. Tosses out, top of the arc. Clay looking for a little room. Will have to leave it off for Cunningham. Cunningham gets pushed out by Goff. Again, Hobbs has had trouble with penetration. Zepeda out, and they whistle the travel on Hobbs as Zepeda kind of took that little jump step, and instead of just firing it out and letting it fall where it may, she came down, and yep, they'll get you for that every time. 3rd turnover for Hobbs as Cordova across the Wildcat picks up her dribble just as she crosses the timeline. To Chavez Garcia. Armitage on her, and Chavez Garcia loses the basketball. Good job by Aliana Armitage. Pokes that one away. 9th turnover for Hobbs. Hobbs has got to start cashing in on these turnovers. We saw it against Carlsbad. Too many empty possessions after the forced turnover. They've got to start moving ahead. 11-9, only a 2-point lead for Hobbs. 1 minute gone here in the second. Hargrove to Clay. Clay cycles, then gives it to Zepeda in the left corner. Zepeda over to Hargrove. Hit it to Cunningham at the free throw line. Kendall, a little spin move, goes in, and she's going to be partially blocked out by Archie. That'll go in the books as a turnover as it winds up in the hands of Archie, who gives it to Goff. And then Chavez Garcia to Archie, and they will trap her up, and they will call the bump on Hobbs. They're going to get Zepeda for a bump. That'll be her first personal, first team foul on Hobbs. Cunningham checks out. Muniz will check in. It'll be Clovis basketball with Chavez Garcia inbounding it from right next to the Hobbs bench. She'll touch it in, and Armitage will almost get a hand on it. Swatted out of bounds. It'll stay Clovis ball. Chavez Garcia looks to inbound. It does to Archie right at the 5 count, who gives it right back. Garcia backs it up to the timeline. Zepeda on her. Bounce to the near side to Cordova. Hobbs will switch off. Zepeda stays on her. She'll bounce, almost lose it. There to save it is Villaseca. Villaseca moves back to the timeline and then really bounces it off the face of Chavez Garcia. Gets it right back. Working hard at the timeline. Zepeda, as they wanted the 5-second count and they got it. 10th turnover for Clovis. Good job on the defensive side by the Lady Eagles. So inbounding, it'll be Zepeda. She gets it into Hargrove, and Hobbs will bring it back down. 11-9, scoring drought for the Lady Eagles, and that one gets swatted away. Quick hands over there for Cordova. Hobbs can't get lackadaisical here. So Hargrove with it to Clay, just wings it out over onto that far side. Back to Hargrove, top of the arc. She runs into 3 Lady Wildcats. And back to Clay. Clay goes to the right elbow, picks up the dribble, slinging it out to Muniz. Left wing for 3. That one is off the mark. And it'll be Armitage who outbattles everybody for the rebound. And then she's going to get fouled by Cordova. Cordova's first personal. First team foul in the quarter on the Lady Wildcats. So it'll stay Hobbs basketball, as immediately Hargrove takes it in. 11-9. Hobbs in the lead to Clay, but they've kept Clay and they have kept Cunningham out of the paint very effectively through the first quarter plus. To Clay in the right corner, ring it home, and bang. Brett Clay finally draws first blood in the second quarter for either team with the 3 ball. And a quick foul called. Nope. 5-second violation. 11th turnover for Clovis. This is where Hobbs can cash it in. Zepeda out, Cunningham in. Hargrove inbound from right of her own bucket. Cunningham runs into a wall under the basket. They'll get it out to Armitage, to Hargrove. Thinks about the tray. Cordova gets to her quickly, sling it out to Clay from the left slot for 3, and bang! Brett Clay back-to-back threes. Puts Hobbs up 17-9. 8-point lead, their biggest of the ball game, and Coach Reed says, all right, let's slow it down. 5:08 to go here in the first. We're back in 30 seconds here on Eagle 100.5. Back here at the Rock in Clovis, Coach Reed taking a timeout as his Lady Cats in danger of falling behind to the Lady Eagles. Back-to-back trays has put Hobbs up by 8, 17-9 our score. I'm TJ Miracle here in Clovis. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Thanks for being with us here tonight. Chavez Garcia looks to push it in, and she will, and then it gets swatted away by Armitage, and Aliana swats it off of Cordova, and Hobbs will get the ball back. So the Hobbs defense, can it trigger the O? So Hargrove to inbound is Petner, and De La Rosa come in for Chavez Garcia and Goff. So Hobbs looking to cash in on another Clovis turnover, leading by 8. With Goff on the floor, off the floor, this is a chance for Hobbs to maybe get in, and Petner picks the pocket of Kendall Cunningham, and then Kendall gets a quick little foul, second personal on Kendall. That'll be the second team foul on Hobbs and the 5th turnover for the Lady Eagles. So give it right back to Clovis as Petner will push it into Villaseca and then gives it right back to Petner, who almost loses it. Flip it over, and Brett Clay will say, nope, thank you, that's mine. Ooh, a little stop and go, ankle breaker up and in. Brett Clay on the right glass has said, my game. De La Rosa to the front court. Hobbs up by 10. Bounce it over to Archie. Archie is going to get fouled as she drives to the rack as Cunningham winds up on her back. They're going to call Bryn Hargrove, though, for the foul. Her first personal, third team foul. Looks like Clovis has decided they are going to attack the bucket with their size every chance they get. Archie back at the line where she is 1 of 2 and puts that one up, and it is in and out. No good, so our score remains 19-9. 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Katie Archie at the line, puts up her second, and that one is good. She's got 2 points in the ball game and gets Clovis on the board here in the second quarter. So Hobbs to the front court. Pentner works against Hargrove. Now over to Armitage, back to Hargrove. Bryn directs traffic. Tosses to Muniz between the ring. Back to Bryn. Thinks about the three, and instead they'll give it to Kaysen. NBA distance three. Top of the arc. No good, and it will be Clay who gets the rebound and then gets taken down. No call, and now it's a free-for-all on the floor, and De La Rosa winds up with it. They'll try the break down the floor. De La Rosa with it, gets swatted by Cunningham. Great job by Kendall. Not letting the frustration of the no call on the other side come back. Give it to Armitage, out to Muniz. Bounce it to Cunningham at the free throw line. Toss it to Clay and around. Hargrove, right wing, three on the way. That one is off the glass, and De La Rosa with the rebound. Coach Reed griping that he wanted a foul on that. Yeah, if you didn't get one a minute ago, Coach, you're not going to get one on that one. As De La Rosa tosses over and right into the hands of Bryn Hargrove. 14th turnover for Clovis. Get it in. Brett Clay off of the bucket. Misses it to Armitage on the rebound and back up and in. 21-10, an 11-point lead for the Lady Eagles. Clovis has decided they want to get physical, and the refs right now letting it go. Into the right corner via Sekas. She'll toss it back as Petner will have to chase it back down. And she will get it and goes out of bounds, and they'll call the backcourt violation. 15th turnover for Clovis, so time for Hobbs to cash in on this one again. Again, I apologize about the camera work. I am flying solo from here at the Rock tonight. Muniz, good defense, will check out, take a breather. Madison Zepeda checking in. That is Addison Everhart checking in. Yes, it is. Everhart seeing her first action. 3:04 to go here in the first half. Everhart to Hargrove. Push it to Cunningham on the right base. Kendall picks up her dribble. Tossing over to Zepeda. Zepeda, long cross-court pass to Hargrove. Hobbs playing keep away at this point. Everhart to Hargrove. Back out. Push it into Clay. Ball gets swatted away and into the hands of Clovis as Cordova got a hold of that one. Bounce it into Archie. It is loose on the floor, and she'll be blocked out by Cunningham. And Hobbs forces another turnover. Can they cash it in? Cunningham makes a nifty little move and then gets fouled as she's going to the rack. As they're going to call that one on Chavez Garcia, her second personal, second team foul on Clovis, and Cunningham at the line for two. Kendall 3 boards, but is yet to score in this one. Sorry, let me adjust the camera a bit there. No, Cunningham at the line makes the first. Her first points of the ball game. Makes it 22-10, a 12-point Hobbs lead. Kenna Weaver comes in for Clovis. Chavez Garcia will take a seat. But Cunningham at the line got the first. Eyes the second, puts it up, and Kendall gets them both. 23-10, Hobbs up by 13. 2:28 remaining here in the first half. Inbound will come to Cordova. Gives it back to Weaver. Still trapped up in the backcourt. Muniz goes hard to the floor, steals it away, and Hobbs gets it back. Another turnover forced. Into the hands of Zepeda. She'll give it to Cunningham. Cunningham weaves through traffic, and bad pass. Trying to get it to Hargrove in the deep right corner, but nobody home except for Cordova. She'll drive in, and she'll put up the circus shot. No good, and Hargrove will wind up with the rebound. Bryn will feed it forward to a wide-open Clay, and Brett puts it up and in off of another forced turnover. Now 25-10, Hobbs up by 15, and a whistle sounds, and we'll have a out-of-bounds violation over to Hobbs. That is turnover number 19 for Clovis. Or was it timeout? Nope, timeout taken by Clovis. 1:49 to go here in the first half. Hobbs up in this one 25-10. We're back in 30 seconds here on Eagle 100.5. The Hobbs Lady Eagles actually take the timeout to try and settle things down and cool things off as the physical game for both squads has picked up. It'll be Zepeda, Muniz, Cunningham, Clay, and Hargrove on the floor for the Lady Eagles. You've got Goff, Villasecas, Petner, Morales on the floor, and that one will be swatted away on the inbound and out. So Goff, Morales, Petner, Villasecas. That's only four. I'm missing somebody. Waiting to get it in, and it'll be a turnover. Give it to Hobbs, and Hobbs will get it on the 5-second violation after forcing the 20th turnover. From where I am, it's a little hard to see some of those hand movements. So Hobbs basketball, Muniz. Get it around. Winds up in the hands of Hargrove to Madison, top of the arc for three. It'll be a tip, and then it'll go out, and last touched by Clay. She tossed it out there to try and let the speedy Zepeda go get it, but too far out of her reach. So it'll be Clovis basketball with 86 seconds to go here in the first half. To Morales in the backcourt, who gives it right back to Petner. Petner, though, in trouble. Finally, they'll cross the timeline with Morales. Zepeda on her very tight. And she'll put the ball on the floor, and then they will call the foul on Zepeda as Morales goes rolling on the floor. It may be a flop of the night nominee there. That'll be the second personal on Zepeda. Fourth team foul on Hobbs. Zepeda is going to stay out there, though. So tossing it in to Goff, and she'll put up a shot. No good. Gets her own rebound, and her putback will go up and in. Goff is hard to handle underneath. So Hobbs will bring it back into the front court. As that's Brett Clay working it around. They'll get it to Mojica from the right slot for three off the back of the iron, and Petner with the rebound, her second. But the ball is loose on the floor, and Hobbs will force another turnover. And then it'll be Morales who takes the legs out under Nakaya Mojica. She's up and she's okay. But Morales basically tackled Nakaya. No, Hobbs basketball still with 49 seconds to go. Get it to Mojica. Thinks about the three. She'll just have to step it back as Weaver got to her quickly. There's the number 5. Get it to Clay with 35 seconds. Feed it around. Hargrove working against Petner. Back to Zepeda. Back to Hargrove. Hargrove thinks about the WNBA distance three. Gets it to Zepeda. Her three is off the mark and out. And back to Clovis on the air ball. Addison Everhart to check in now for the Lady Eagles. She'll come in for Zepeda with 24 seconds remaining. Gianna Cordova waits to check back in if she gets another chance for Clovis. To Weaver in her own free throw line to Morales. Looking for some room against Everhart. Everhart playing tough defense, throws it right into the hands of Hargrove. Hargrove to Everhart and up and in off the steal. Addison Everhart with her first bucket of the ball game. Now 27-10 with 2 with 1, and that will do it on the first half. And the Hobbs Lady Eagles have taken the lead in this one over Clovis, 27-12. We'll be back in 3 minutes for your Lady Eagle halftime report. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues on Eagle 100.5. Welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball here on Eagle 100.5. Halftime at Clovis, and the Lady Eagles leading this one by 15, 27-12. I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. We will start with the Clovis Wildcats. Carrington Goff has paced the Purple Cats. She has 6 points in the ball game. She also has 3 rebounds. Katie Archie with 2 points and 4 boards, 3 points for Gianna Cordova and 1 point for Amanda De La Rosa. Clovis goes 5 of 8 from the charity stripe. They had many more opportunities than Hobbs did from the free throw line. Archie was their leading rebounder with 4. Clovis with 11 rebounds in the first half. They turned the ball over 22 times. Hobbs definitely forcing the turnovers, and were able to cash in on a lot of those late. Clovis with 9 points in the first, only 3 in the second. That's how they get to their 12 on the board. Turning the page for your Hobbs Lady Eagles. Brett Clay erupts for 10 points in the second quarter. She leads the Lady Eagles in the scorebook. 7 points for Nakaya Mojica. 3 points for Madison Zepeda. A bucket for Addison Eberhardt late. A bucket for Aliana Armitage. A bucket for Kendall Cunningham. And a point from the free throw line from Bryn Hargrove. Hobbs only with 5 opportunities from the stripe. They go 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Cunningham, the leading rebounder, with 3. Hobbs out-rebounded in that first half. They had 8 chances off of the glass. Hobbs with 8 turnovers in the first half, scoring 11 points in the first quarter, 16 in the second, and that's how Hobbs gets to their 27 on the board. For the Hobbs Lady Eagles in the second half, they are going to have to find a way to penetrate. They cannot rely solely on the 3 ball. 12 of Hobbs's 27 points are from beyond the arc. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've had 6 regular 2-point buckets, so regular field goals, if you will, but 3 of those have been off steals and fast breaks. So they've got the girls to do it, especially when Coach Reed pulls out Archie and Goff. That gives Hobbs a bit of a size advantage, especially with Clay and Cunningham. And we've also seen a couple of times, Aliana Armitage has had a run down the baseline a couple of times, so maybe they can use that to their advantage in the first half. Clovis is not going to go away. You know that for a 100% fact, and you also know that things have a potential to get very physical. Clovis is known to pick up the physicality, and they really did a couple of times there in the first half. So we will see what they have in store for the Lady Eagles. But if Hobbs can just keep doing what they do, force the turnovers, cash those turnovers in at a slightly higher rate, and it could wind up being an early night and another district championship trophy in the case for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. For Clovis, they have to find a way to hold on to the basketball. 22 turnovers is a whole game a lot of times for a lot of teams, but Hobbs' defense has just been absolutely tenacious and has forced them into those turnovers. Clovis is just going to have to figure out how to hold on to the basketball a little bit better if they want to have any shot of climbing back into this game, but the team in black and gold wants to do anything they can to keep Clovis from climbing back into this game. While we have a moment, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the good folks who make Hobbs Lady Eagle Sports and Eagle Sports 2 possible here on Eagle 100.5 and on the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel, including Lee County State Bank, NMR Pipeline, Lasco Construction, Badger, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Forest Tire Company, Thriftway and La Tienda Grocery Stores, the First American Bank of Hobbs, Master Plumbers, TDS Telecom, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Bel Air Bowl. You see them there on the bottom of your screen, in addition to our friends at Ampersand Media and Design, helping with our station shirts and things. Also, the Model and the Broadmoor Mall, longtime supporters of the Hobbs Eagles and of the radio station too, and also Zamora's Car Care, keeping our cars nice and pretty, including the one that the company vehicle I drove up tonight. So we appreciate them. But you see all of them there if you're watching on the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel or on HobbsAmerica.com. Be sure you thank those businesses, and when you are doing business, be sure that you do business with those folks that support your Hobbs Eagles and Lady Eagles. We do not charge you to watch this game and these games because of those great sponsors, and we never will. We don't think it's right that a lot of organizations charge you and still go sell sponsors. We don't think that's right. We don't think that's fair. So we don't charge you, and as long as I have a say in it, we never will. And it's because of those great sponsors that you see there at the bottom of your screen. So thank them with your business and your patronage. And, of course, do please subscribe, too, to the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel, which is where the Lady Eagles are tonight, the Hobbs boys over on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it, too, but let's get our subscriber numbers up. Support the Lady Eagles here on the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel. Halftime here at the Rock. Hobbs in the lead of this one, 27-12. We'll be back in 90 seconds for the second half. This is Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5. All right, well, I guess we did not wind up taking a break, so we are back here at the Rock in Clovis, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles back out on the floor as they lead the Lady Wildcats of Clovis by a score of 27-12. I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being with us tonight on a full night of Lee County basketball. 10 Lee County basketball teams, all 10 of them in action tonight, and all 10 of them on our family of stations and streams. Welcome back here to Eagle 100.5 and the Rock in Clovis as the Lady Eagles looking to wrap up the district title tonight against the Lady Wildcats. So thanks so much for being with us. 27-12 is our score, as it will be Clovis basketball as we flip ends of the court and start this second half. So it looks like it'll be the starters on the floor. Nope, Corelli Rivera on the floor. So you're going to have Hargrove, Rivera, Clay, Cunningham, and Mojica out there for the Lady Eagles. Don't know about Clovis yet, as Coach Jeff Reed is keeping everybody on the bench. Maybe he'll get them out there eventually. You know, they can call delay a game. So you'll have Archie, Goff, Villaseca, Cordova, and Chavez Garcia. So that'll be Clovis's starting five. That was their starters for the game as Rivera picks up Cordova just as she crosses the line to Goff, top of the arc. She'll toss it over. Cordova thinks about the three. To Villaseca, getting to her quickly is Rivera. Backs it up to the 10-foot line, then comes near side to Chavez in front of the scorer's table. Rivera all over the place, gets to her quickly. To Goff, back to Chavez. To Goff at the left elbow. She'll move it in, take it to the right baseline, go over Cunningham, and they're going to call Kendall for the bump. Kendall didn't get squared up on her, and Goff is going to take advantage of that every single time. Kendall's third personal. First team foul in the half, and Goff back at the line where she is 2 of 2. So Goff puts up the first and gets it to fall. She's got 7. She paces Clovis as they draw first blood here in the second half. 27-13 is the score. 24 seconds gone. Goff's second shot is up, and it is good. So Goff with 8 of the 14 on the board, as it'll be Hargrove who brings it across the timeline for the Lady Eagles. To Mojica, hands it off. Mojica moving from the left to the right from my perspective. To Rivera, picks up her dribble, needs some help, throws it in. Now work it out. To Mojica, around to Clay. Clay to Hargrove, who's going to direct traffic. Hobbs up 27-14. Give it to Rivera. Back to Hargrove. Bounce it into Cunningham at the left block. Then out to Hargrove. 3 on the way, and bang! Welcome to the scorebook, Bryn Hargrove. Welcome back to the scorebook, I should say. Well, Hobbs goes up 30-14. Archie to Cordova off the inbound. She'll take it across the timeline. Rivera picks her up quickly. And then Brett Clay says, nope, thank you. I'll take that away from you, and I will just take it coast to coast and up and in for Brett. You get the turnover, and you get the points. That's what you need to do. 32-14. Hobbs has the defense on as they will bounce it towards Archie. She will pick it up off the floor, picks up the dribble, and puts up a desperation heave for 3, and it goes. Archie for three, nothing else to do, and she'll put it in. Now Hargrove the other way for three. That one is off the iron and trying to save it and winds up in the hands of Corelli Rivera. Now Rivera with her first rebound. To Mojica, to Clay for three, and bang! Brett Clay with 15 points. Traby in her third three of the ball game. Full court presses on, 35-17 to Archie. Almost loses the basketball, but will corral it before Rivera can pick the pocket. Chavez picks up the dribble and then, whoa, tic-tac, tic-tac. Gonna get Rivera for her first personal. Second team foul on Hobbs. 5:47 remaining here in this third. Hobbs trying to stretch things out a little bit. They are up by 18, their biggest lead of the ball game. Hand it off to Chavez Garcia. Throw it to Goff, and then they'll get it to Cordova in front of the post as she flashes through the lane and up and in. She's got 5. So Hobbs will bring it back down to Rivera. To Mojica, back to Rivera, throw it into Clay. Brett will just reset it. Hobbs goes to Hargrove, thinks about the three, now to Mojica, to Hargrove. Get it into the elbow to Clay, back to Hargrove, three up, and that one off the mark, but Rivera's there with the rebound and is fouled. Rivera's second board of the ball game, and she'll have a chance to get in the scorebook, as they're going to call the third personal on Andrea Chavez Garcia. First team foul on Clovis. So Rivera at the line. Her first one is up, and whoa, boy, I thought we were going to have another pop out there. We did not. It rattles home. Petner will check in for Goff. De La Rosa comes in for Chavez Garcia. Oh, a chance now for Hobbs with Cunningham and Clay to attack the post. Rivera puts the second one up. It is no good, but Bryn Hargrove will come away with the rebound. Back to Rivera. Back to Hargrove. Hargrove cycles it in. She'll put up the little runner from 15 and good for Bryn. And now 38-19, and they will call a foul on Hobbs. They'll call the push foul on Rivera. That'll be her second personal. Third team foul on Hobbs. As Rivera, Mojica, and Hargrove check out, Armitage, Zapata, and Muniz check in as Petner to inbound it. Gets it in right at the 5 count to De La Rosa, tossing it over, and Hobbs will steal it away, but they call a foul on Hobbs. Looked like Hobbs had already stolen it away. They're going to get Muniz for that one, her first personal. Fourth team foul for Hobbs. This can become a concern. There's just 4:55 to go. You don't want Clovis to get back in this one from the charity stripe. As Hobbs tries to tie up on the inbound, Archie throws elbows. They don't call a jump ball, and they'll throw it to Petner, who runs to the rack. Petner's first score of the ball game. 31-28, back to Zapata. Bounce it over to Armitage. To Zapata. Trying to bounce it in. De La Rosa gets a hand on it. It is loose on the floor and out off of the foot of Armitage. So back over to Clovis. Petner to inbound it. Muniz will come over and guard her. She'll throw it in, gets it to Cordova, who weaves her way across the timeline. Throws it back to Petner, who takes it up off the left lane. No good. Archie tries the rebound, and Muniz says, nope, thank you, that's mine. Then Petner gets her from behind. No call. Bounce it over to Brett Clay. Run into by De La Rosa, and yep, they should call De La Rosa for the foul. Yep, they'll call the block on De La Rosa, her second personal, second team foul. And it'll be Hobbs basketball with Zapata to inbound. Left of her own bucket. Madison will toss it in, get it to Clay. The little head fake goes around, throwing it to Zapata right at the baseline. Zapata takes it in, out to Clay. To Muniz, 4 minutes to go in the third. Bounce pass over to Armitage. Armitage gets a pick from Clay, takes it and splits two Lady Wildcats, but her shot up, no good, and then she'll foul Archie. A little bit of a tic-tac there, but okay. First personal, but that is the fifth team foul. And so Clovis will go the whole way down the court, and Archie will head back to the line to shoot two. So now Clovis is going to have an opportunity to get back into this one from the charity stripe with the clock not moving. Oh, at the line will be Katie Archie. She is 2 for 4, 50-50 from the line. And her first one is up, and that one is no good. She's got 5 in the ball game to go along with 5 rebounds. As Weaver and Chavez Garcia check back in for Villasecas and Cordova. So Archie missed the first. The one-handed shot on the second is up and good. She's got 6. Goes Zepeda against Petner into the front court. To Muniz. Hobbs can afford to run some clock here. Back over. Muniz thinks about it. Now takes it to the baseline. Runs hard to the rack. Shot up. No good. Battle for the rebound. Zepeda winds up with it. Puts up a putback. It won't fall, but she's fouled. Madison will head to the line to shoot 2. They're going to call that one. That'll be the 4th personal on Chavez Garcia. 3rd team foul on Clovis, but now Hobbs with a chance to claw that point and maybe another back. Zepeda's first one is up and too hard. As Goff will come back in. She'll come in for Archie. And they'll put Goff and De La Rosa in the front blocks. Is Dawson going to come in for Chavez Garcia, who's going to have to sit with 4 fouls. Zepeda at the line, missed the first. But a chance at the second, and that one is in and out, no good. And it'll be De La Rosa who comes down with the rebound. She'll stop and go into the front court. Now to Petner. Thinks about the 3, but getting to her quickly was Armitage, and she'll drive in, and she's going to get fouled as she flashes from left to right across the lane. Going to call that one on Cunningham. That'll be Kendall's 3rd personal. And so Bryn Petner goes to the line to shoot 2. Petner with 2 points. 38-22 our score. Hobbs in the lead. First one for Petner is up, and it is good. She's got 3, all of them here in the 3rd quarter. Now 38-23, back to a 15-point Lady Eagles lead. So we are right where we started this half. Petner's second shot is up, and that one is good. She gets them both. 38-24. So Zepeda to the front court, to Cunningham, to Clay at the free throw line. Round to Armitage, 3 for Aliana. She gets creamed by Dawson. Are you kidding me? No call? Are you kidding me? And Coach Karp says, let's take a timeout. And I think that is the right call. The rebound going to be made by Weaver. Aliana Armitage went sliding across the floor, and no call. So Karp takes the timeout. 38-24, Hobbs in the lead. We're back in 30 seconds on Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to the Rock in Clovis as Coach Joey Carpenter takes a timeout and has a word with every official on the court as Aliana Armitage got absolutely creamed on a 3-point attempt and no call. The rebound made by Clovis, so out of the Hobbs timeout, it'll be Clovis basketball. And it'll be Goff looking to inbound it. Goff, Weaver, Dawson, De La Rosa, and Petner on the floor for the Lady Wildcats as Hobbs will steal it away as Clay fakes it, goes up and off the steal into the rack. Brett Clay says, all right, you're going to foul my girl. I'll just take it away from you and score. And Hobbs will get another turnover into the hands of Zepeda. Toss it over to Clay. 3 on the way, and that one is off the mark. Battle for the rebound is Armitage going to tie it up on the floor, and it should be Hobbs basketball. It will be. As the Hobbs Lady Eagles are fired up now as Hargrove, Mojica, and Everhart back on the floor for your Lady Eagles. Mojica to inbound it from left of her own bucket. She'll toss the fastball into Cunningham for 3. Kendall's 3 rattles home, bang! That's the way you do it. 43-38, and then a tic-tac foul on the inbound. Nope, timeout taken by Coach Reed before another turnover. So Hobbs has turned it up with 2:41 remaining here in the third quarter. Hobbs 43, Clovis 24. We're back in 60 seconds on Eagle 100.5. On the fastball in, it is tipped away by the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and Cunningham tries to save it and steps on the ball and out. So out of the Clovis timeout, it'll stay Clovis basketball after they threw the Hail Mary trying to break the Hobbs pressure. Welcome back. Hobbs up 43-24, 2:37 remaining here in the third. As the inbound, and Hobbs will say, thank you, we'll take that away as Bryn Hargrove gets the turnover coast to coast and up and in. Bryn Hargrove now with, let's see, that is 7-8 points in the ballgame, and it is 45-24. Hobbs now up by 21, 2.5 minutes to go. Timeout on the court while a shoe gets tied. Got to keep the laces up there good. Going to be Archie to inbound. She'll toss it into De La Rosa. She works against Everhart. Almost loses it, picks up her dribble, and then she is going to get tied up, and it'll stay Clovis basketball, but a great job by Everhart and Hargrove to tie up De La Rosa. De La Rosa to inbound it. She will toss it into Iasakis. She's in trouble. Hobbs has got the pressure on. Finally gets a screen from Archie, and then she creates contact with Brett Clay, but they're going to whistle Brett for the foul. Of course they are. 2:16 to go. And so to the line goes Iasakis. That'll be her first trip to the line tonight as she draws the contact with 2:16 remaining in the quarter. First one is up, and that one is no good. Going to have Clay and Cunningham on the front lines for the Lady Eagles. Archie and De La Rosa respectively right next to them. Second one on the way, and that one is up and good. The Hobbs up by 20, 45-25 is Hargrove to Everhart for three, and bang! Addison Everhart drains the three ball. And off the full court pressure, back down Iasakis. She will lean in, put up the runner, no good, and it'll be Cunningham with her fourth board of the ball game. Archie hits her, no call. Kendall brings it down, looks, fires to Clay, no look. Long cross-court pass to Hargrove. Bryn can't handle it, and it'll go out of bounds. That's the 10th turnover for the Lady Eagles, but just their second in the half. 1:49 to go as the inbound comes to De La Rosa. She'll toss it over, running down and putting up the reverse layup. Shot up no good by Cordova and goes out, and last touched by the Lady Wildcats, so give it to Hobbs. Clovis going to hustle back, go zone on defense, as it'll be Hargrove to run things across. As Hobbs will bring it down as we click to 1:30 remaining. 48-25, the Lady Eagles in the lead. To Clay, top of the arc for three, and bang! Brett Clay drains the tray. She's got 20 in the ballgame, and Hobbs up 51-25. Back down for Clovis. De La Rosa to a wide open Goff. She's got 10 in the ballgame. They'll throw it down. Hargrove the other way, and she's going to get fouled, so Brent will head to the line to shoot two. Going to call that on De La Rosa. That'll be her third personal, fourth team foul on Clovis. And so Hargrove at the line to shoot 2. Bryn will put up her first, and it is good. 52-27 as Muniz and Armitage will check in for Clay and Cunningham, who will take a breather with 70 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Bryn Pentner back on for Clovis. Now Hargrove at the line, makes the first. Deep breath, eyes the second, and gets it to fall. She has 10 now in the ballgame, 53-27, Hobbs in the lead. Pentner works against Everhart. There to save it is Weavers. Everhart gets on her quickly. Ball pushed, and going to the floor is Muniz. And then they are going to call a jump ball, and it'll be Hobbs basketball as they force another turnover. Apparently in Clovis, a baseball slide is not a foul, so Everhart will inbound it. Gets it into Hargrove, who will bring it in. Under a minute to go to Muniz with Pentner on her. Out to Mojica, top of the arc, and bang! Nakaya Mojica drains the tray. She's got 10 in the ball game. 56-27, and a foul called. They're going to get Hargrove on the hold on Cordova. Hargrove's second personal. It's about the 83rd team foul on Hobbs. And we'll take the long walk down the court. And so Cordova will go to the line. She's got 5 points in the ballgame, but this is her first trip to the stripe. I think Hobbs has said, hey, let's go and get this one to 35 if we can. They have picked up the intensity the second half of this quarter, and that one is in and out. Madison Zepeda comes in for Bryn Hargrove. Now you've got Muniz, Everhart, Zepeda, Armitage, and Mojica on the floor for your Lady Eagles. Gianna Cordova at the line. Missed the first, puts up the second, and gets that one to roll home. 56-28, Hobbs still in the lead. 41 seconds to go here in the third quarter on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, Eagle 100.5. Muniz to Everhart, picks up the dribble, back out to Muniz. Hobbs will reset, toss it over to Zepeda. As Pentner comes over, Pentner probably their best defender. To Mojica, as Pentner will pick her up as she goes back out around the timeline, and they will call that on Pentner. The Clovis faithful not liking it. Yeah, well, they've been calling those on us the whole second half, so welcome to the club, and that will put Mojica at the line to shoot 2. Chance to stretch this out to 30 for Mojica. Mojica with 10 in the ball game. Nakaya will put up the first, and nothing but the bottom of the net. Now 57-28. Lady Eagles 8 minutes and 20 seconds away of clock time from claiming another district championship. Second on the way for Nakaya is in and out, and it'll be Armitage who gets the rebound, and then Archie clobbers her. Finally, they call the foul. Archie's first personal. Hobbs is now in the bonus. So Aliana Armitage at the line to shoot. It is a free throw contest, is what this has become here in the third. Armitage drains the first one. She's got 3 in the ball game, and Hobbs up by 30. Their biggest of the ball game, 58-28. It was when Armitage got clobbered and no call got made on a three-point shot that the Lady Eagles seemed to wake up. That one is no good, and it'll be Archie with the rebound and another one as Armitage will take it away from her, but then she will throw it off of Weaver. Big smile for Armitage as the teams trade turnovers. Again, I'm sorry I missed that on the camera. I am running solo tonight. Trying to keep up with the book and the camera and the audio. As Weaver will get the inbound. Mojica on her with 8 seconds to go. Give it to Pentner. She'll weave through. Picks up the dribble, and then they will call Armitage with 3 seconds to go. They're going to get Muniz. And so Pentner will head to the line. So for Muniz, her second personal. 338th team foul. Not quite that much, but it's at least the 10th. So Petner goes back to the line where she is 2 of 2. Try and cut this under a 30-point lead as Bryn Hargrove waits to check in. As Petner puts up the first, and that one nothing but the bottom of the net. She's got 5 in the ball game. Gets it to a 29-point Lady Eagles lead. Armitage checks out. Hargrove will check in. You got Muniz and Mojica on the front line for the Lady Eagles. Petner's second is up, and she gets them both to fall. Now 58-30 as Cunningham and Clay back in. With 3 seconds to go here in the half. As Cunningham will throw it down. Clay gets clopped and clipped. And then a turnover right at the buzzer. The two teams trade turnovers, and we head to the fourth quarter. Hobbs up in this one by a score of 58-30. We'll be back in 1 minute for the fourth quarter. Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment. Welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball here at the Rock in Clovis. We head to the fourth quarter. Hobbs up in this one 58-30. I'm TJ Miracle. Tiff Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things now back in studio. Appreciate you being with us wherever you are, and it'll be Clovis basketball as we start this fourth quarter, as Cordova will get the inbound, and she will toss it out to Goff, who throws it over, and Clay knocks it away, but right into the hands of Villaseca. She'll bring it back over, and they'll reset out near in front of the scorer's table. You like that, near in front of? I promise I have a little more education than that. Back to it as Cordova pulls a three-point trigger, NBA distance, and air ball and out of bounds. It'll be Hobbs basketball as Mojica blocks out and just watches that one go wisely. 7:37 to go, Hobbs up by 28 points in this one. Zapata to the front court, over to Hargrove. Starters on the floor for your Lady Eagles. To Mojica, back to Zapata, back to Mojica for three, and that one off the mark, but it'll be Zapata who will track down the rebound. That's Madison's second to Hargrove. Back to Zapata. Hobbs resets to Mojica, to Clay, to Hargrove. She'll head fake, tries to drive it in, and then they will call the foul on Clovis. Oh, they're going to call a charge on Hargrove. Are you kidding me? Her third personal. First team foul on Hobbs, and that'll be their 13th turnover of the ball game. All right. Is what it is. So Goff to Chavez Garcia. Working it around, and they're going to call the 10-second violation. Yes, ma'am. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's the 30th turnover for Clovis, and give it to Hobbs at midcourt. So the Lady Eagles in control of this one. So Mojica to Cunningham, bouncing it to the free throw line with Clay. She gets run out by the big girls. Round to Cunningham to Hargrove. Hargrove to Mojica, other corner, three ball up, no good, and the rebound out. No rebound, and I think last touched by Clovis, so it'll stay Hobbs basketball. The camera can see that. I cannot from where we're set. Mojica throws it in, but right into the hands of Clovis. So back to the Lady Wildcats on a Hobbs turnover. 6.5 to go in the ballgame. 28-point Lady Eagle lead. Bouncing it to Villaseca. She'll run it through the free throw line and give it off to Chavez Garcia out there with four personals. Back to Cordova. She'll split through two Lady Eagles, then loses the basketball off of her foot, and Mojica almost takes it away from her. Goff pokes it away from her, but they say that Mojica touching it last, so it stays Clovis basketball. Still 58-30, 6:13 to go. Neither team has scored here in the fourth as of yet. Isakis with Zepeda on her tight. 2 minutes has expired here in the fourth to Cordova. Cordova going to back it up. Now she'll throw it into Goff, and she'll take it hard to the rack, and they'll get Kendall for her fourth personal. Second team foul on Hobbs. As Goff goes back to the line for the third time tonight. She is 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. So Goff with a chance to take the first one. And she will draw first blood here in the fourth quarter. And makes it 58-31. Goff leads Clovis with 11, make it 12. She gets them both. So 58-32 as Hobbs says, all right, let's come in on back the other way. Zepeda has it, gets a screen from Cunningham, leaves it off for Hargrove. Now back to Zepeda, right corner, three ball, and that one is off the mark and into the hands of Cordova, who will bring it back for Clovis. Cordova works against Mojica, then runs into a wall, and that wall includes Madison Zepeda, who will take it away and trigger it back for Hobbs. To Mojica, drives right baseline, gives it back to Zepeda. Hobbs has decided they are going to burn some clock. To Clay, work it across, Mojica, three ball, off the back of the iron, and it'll be Archie with another rebound. That is her seventh. Hobbs is getting absolutely creamed on the glass tonight. And Coach Joey Carpenter, I think, just told Coach Size one more, and that's it. I think he's a little bit mad about some things he's seeing out there, and then a tic-tac foul going to be called on Bryn Hargrove. The Hobbs faithful not liking it. Bryn's fourth personal, third team foul on Hobbs. Can't buy a whistle right now. Clovis seems to own it. So it'll be in for Cordova. Get it into Goff right there, and she will toss it up and over, and Petner goes over the back. No call. It goes out, and it'll be Hobbs basketball. So now Muniz, Rivera, and Armitage coming in for Hargrove, Mojica, and Zepeda. So Muniz will inbound it. Hobbs, by the way, scoring 31 points in that third quarter. They had an absolute eruption. Clovis scoring 18, which is a very good quarter, but Hobbs blowing up. That's what these Lady Eagles are capable of doing. As they said, the old Incredible Hulk TV show, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry, you wouldn't like the Lady Eagles when they're angry. Give it to Armitage. She spins around Goff all the way from 5. It clings off the front of the iron, and Goff will wind up with the basketball. To Cordova, tries to go behind the back, working against Rivera. Bounce pass underneath to Goff in the left lane, and up and in for Carrington Goff. 58-34. Muniz to Armitage, to Cunningham, right elbow, and Kendall from 15 puts it home. 7 points for Cunningham. And Hobbs has their first points of the fourth quarter, but we're halfway through it. Hobbs has managed to burn some time, and that's all they've got to do here to secure a district championship. Chavez Garcia working against Armitage, makes a bad pass, trying to get De La Rosa, and overthrows her. Turnover number 32 for the Lady Wildcats. So it's back to Hobbs on the far sideline. Into Armitage. Clovis drops back in a 2-3 zone. Armitage to Muniz, wide open, says, thank you, I'll take the three, and she does. Bang! Caselin Muniz with her first points of the ball game, and they come via the tray. Cordova losing the basketball off of her foot. Are you kidding me? Well, Rivera was getting ready to take off, so, all right, they say she kicked it. All right, that's fine. 63-34. Hobbs up by 29. Clovis basketball. De La Rosa with it. I got to remember, look at the scoreboard, T. And so to Petner, she'll run it in, no good, and it'll be Cunningham. She'll have her fifth board of the ball game, and then a whistle away from things. They're going to call the push foul on Petner. That'll be her second personal. It's the first team foul on Clovis. So it'll be Clay to inbound to Muniz. Back to Clay, back to Muniz. 3:18 to go here in the ball game. Trying to get it underneath to Cunningham. They do. Cordova picks her up quickly. Now back out to Muniz. Muniz coming near side to Rivera. The little head fake. Runs into Petner. They'll give it to Clay in the high post. She'll take it hard to the rack. Underneath, and it'll wind up in the hands of De La Rosa on the rebound. As then Rivera tries to steal it away from Morales, who just checked in and steps on the line before she has control. So Goff checks out. Weaver checks in for Clovis. 2:57 to go. Hobbs up by 29. And we'll be celebrating on the court here at Rock Staubus in 2 minutes and 50 seconds with a district title in hand. Hook court over to Petner. Petner drives in, goes against Cunningham, and Cunningham with the block. Another block in the book of the career for Kendall Cunningham. 2:42 remaining. Clovis basketball in their own offensive end. Thanks for being with us tonight here on Eagle 100.5. So the Lady Wildcats look to inbound it, toss it in, trying to get it to Petner, who'll wind up with it. She'll take it to the left block, and then she'll travel, go slipping and sliding down the floor. And back over to Hobbs. 33 turnovers for Clovis. 2.5 remaining. As Muniz will get it into Armitage. She'll bring it into the front court, give it right back to Caseland. Caseland to Armitage. As Morales picks her up, come to Rivera for three from the right wing, off the mark. Ball loose on the floor, and Morales knocks over Armitage. And then a hustle play by Morales the other way as it goes sliding out of bounds. It'll stay Hobbs basketball as nobody controlled the rebound. And so Hobbs will have it back in Clovis's end, and will get to run it back up with 2:15 to go. So let's do this again as Armitage will bring it up on the left side of the Clovis Wildcat at center court. Over to Muniz. Muniz back to Armitage. To Clay at the free throw line. Throw it back. Muniz for three, right side, and bang! Caseland Muniz has another tray, and Hobbs up 66-34. Up by 31, their biggest of the ball game is Petner. To Weaver, back to Petner, back down the other way. Sorry, let me get that centered in. I'm dealing with a one-size screen as it's a foul when it happens to them. It's not when it happens to us. Okay, and so Corrali Rivera picks up her third personal, fourth team foul. It's Katie Godwin, Alana Bolton will check in as Clay and Cunningham will come out with 1:44 remaining. Of course, the Lady Eagles without Carolina size tonight, and a foul called on the inbound as Alana Bolton gets knocked to the floor, but they're going to call Alana for a push. Bolton's second personal, and that will put Clovis in the bonus for the remaining 1:44 of this one. So McKenna Weaver at the line, and her first one is up and no good. Clovis, and 14 of 21, that is 66% from the line. As Everhart goes back in for Rivera. So Weaver at the line. Second one is up, and that one is no good as Bolton and De La Rosa battle for it. And they call a push on Bolton. De La Rosa's riding her like a pony, and they call a push on Bolton. So put De La Rosa at the line to shoot two. So De La Rosa gets that one to fall. She's got 2 points in the ball game. She's 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. 66-33 is the score. De La Rosa's second is up, and it is good. 66-36, a 30-point Hobbs lead as Coach Jeff Reed takes the timeout. 1:42 remaining in the ball game. Hobbs up in this one by a score of 66. They've got 66-34, and that is correct, so I will adjust it. So we'll just keep it right here, and while we've got a moment, say a big thank you to all the great folks who make Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball possible here on Eagle 100.5 and on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. NMR Pipeline, Lee County State Bank, Lasco Construction, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Thriftway and La Tienda, Master Plumbers, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bel Air Bowl, TDS Telecom, First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire Company, and Badger. Couldn't do it without them, and we couldn't do it without you. We appreciate you watching and listening tonight. So Hobbs basketball out of the Clovis timeout as Armitage brings it across the front court. She works against Petner. Will come near side to Muniz. Clock down to 90 seconds to go. Muniz gets it swatted from behind by Petner. It should stay Hobbs basketball. It will, with 1:29 remaining. Oh, Muniz will flip it into Bolton, who gets mugged. As they'll call the push foul. They're going to call that on De La Rosa. That'll be her fourth, just the second team foul on Clovis. Well, the inbound from Muniz again. She'll get it into Godwin in the right block, and Katie will bounce it up and off the glass. And good. Godwin in the books. 68-34. Lady Eagles in command of this one. 36, I thought it was. 68-36. Another foul the other way. Or is it just out? Nope, it was just out. A little hard to see all the way down there, so they'll get it into Petner around to Morales. 1:16 remaining as Armitage will swat that one away and almost get it. It'll stay Clovis basketball as Armitage trying to force the 34th turnover on the Lady Wildcats. So Petner will toss it into De La Rosa, who gives it back to Petner. Into Morales, right wing, wide open for three, and she drains it. Cameron Morales, her first points of the ball game. 68-39, full court pressure. Petner will steal it away, and then they'll get Godwin for the foul. 15th turnover for Hobbs. First personal on Katie Godwin. And so that will put Petner at the line for two. 68-39. This one is not in danger of getting away from the Lady Eagles, I wouldn't think. So Hobbs will improve to 24-1 on the season, but more importantly 5-0 in district, and this will give them the district championship tonight. Petner a perfect 4 of 4 until right then as that one rings out. As Rivera and Aurelie Navarro also checking in. Navarro will see her first action of the evening. Of course, after tonight, the Lady Eagles will take a week off and then finish up in the friendly confines of Task Arena next Friday night against Carlsbad. Second one is up for Petner, and it is good. She's got 7 points in the ball game. 68-40 as Petner will steal away the inbound, forcing another turnover. De La Rosa drives in, but she'll get fouled before she starts the drive. Won't matter. They're already in the bonus. Katie Godwin will check in as they whistle that one on Muniz. So De La Rosa at the line. If you're Hobbs, just get the ball in and then dribble it out for 47 seconds as De La Rosa off the mark. As Bolton will check out. Second one on the way for De La Rosa is up and good. 68-41. Hobbs does get it in. Everhart to Navarro. Seeing the future of the Lady Eagles to Muniz. Back to Navarro. Drives in, and she's fouled as they're going to get De La Rosa. That ought to do it for De La Rosa. Yep, that'll do it for Amanda De La Rosa. She fouls out of this ball game with 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 fouls. And at the line will be Navarro to shoot two. Aurelie Navarro at the line, and first one doesn't go. 68-41 the score, 37 seconds remaining. Navarro's second one is up and good. So Navarro in the scorebook now. 69-41. Better showing tonight for Clovis than they had at our place. Give them that. They have played tough. To Weaver, who slings it to Petner. Petner bouncing it to Dawson, to Morales. Now back out to Petner, 20 seconds to go. She'll spin in, go to the left block, put up a little scoop shot, no good, and it'll be Muniz with the rebound. Caselin bouncing it to Everhart, who dribbles through, gets the ball poked away, and clock stops with 8 seconds to go as Bolton will come back in for Navarro. As Muniz directs traffic from the far sideline, gets it into Rivera. Back to Muniz, and that will do it with 3, with 2, with 1 to Bolton, to Godwin, and that'll do it. And the Hobbs Lady Eagles victorious tonight. Our final 69-41 as the Hobbs Lady Eagles will claim the district championship once again here tonight, and they do it on the floor at Rock Staubus Gym. We'll be back in 2 minutes to wrap this one up. The Hobbs Lady Eagles play here on Eagle 100.5.
Clear.
All right, are we clear?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we're clear.
All right, thanks, Evie.
No problem.
All right, are you guys backing up Anna tomorrow?
Yeah, Tiff's doing the 2 Roswell remotes, and then I'm doing the one with or my voice